I'm in Northeast Philly on Torresdale Ave. I'm going to give you a little video about engine sludge. Engine sludge is not a problem these days. The problem with engine sludge in your engine is you and your service provider not advising you how to properly maintain your engine. And that's the facts. If your technician or your mechanic or your dealership is not telling you when you're coming in for an oil change that your engine oil is low or not reading on the stick, or it smells like fuel dilution, they're not a good mechanic. They should be advising you sooner maintenance, preventing engine sludge. Do you follow that? They should be advising engine maintenance or vehicle maintenance based on how you use your vehicle and the products you're using in your car. Every oil responds differently to every engine. Every gasoline product manufacturer responds differently inside your engine. And the biggest problem is on the customer, right? You have to find a service provider that values you and your best interest. That's the facts. So we don't have an engine sludge problem. We have a people problem. We have a communication. We have an education problem. And it starts with you, the vehicle owner. You can't just think it's set it and forget it. Gas and go days are gone. There's no more gas and go with your current production vehicle, or even your vehicle that was produced in the last 20 years. Some customers don't have these issues and some do. You have customers who drive their car very minimal or an easy on it and use the best gas and do minimal maintenance, and they don't usually have oil consumption problems or sludge issues. And when you think about what sludge comes from in an engine, think about when you're cooking, right? And you just say you're frying an egg. You can fry an egg down to sludge. You can take the oil or butter in your pan and overcook it and overextend its property limits of what it was designed to do and have that in your pan. The frying pan is the exact example of what happens when the heat and the chemistry of the oil or the butter or the whatever you're using to cook with breaks completely down to sludge or nothing or crispy critters because there isn't enough lubrication in that while you're cooking. So think of it that way. Why does sludge happen? And we're excluding diesel vehicles, guys. Diesel vehicles are just such a dirty fuel. Get it? Dirty fuel that the oil becomes nasty. But diesel fuel is actually a very oil-based or petroleum-based. And their oil is very similar to gasoline engine. Very similar, not exactly the same. So we don't have an engine sludge problem. We have a people problem. We have an education problem. We have a lack of technicians interested in the customer, what's best for the customer, keeping them in their vehicle for a long period of time without having to say you need a new engine every 3 to 5 years for sludge and carbon. Hence the video I did yesterday on a 60,000 mile Kia that the customer declined having the intake valves scraped and cleaned. Right? Why is there so much sludge and carbon building up on the intake valves? GDI engines cause that with excessive fuel dilution and overextended oil changes. I will guarantee you if that customer was changing your oil every 3,000 miles using very good quality fuel, that is 60,000 miles, we would not have the buildup and nastiness, or actually did absolute bare bone minimum maintenance on that in 60,000 miles. Those intake valves would not look like that. And what do I mean by that? If the customer cleaned their throttle body, if the customer, not the customer, the mechanic advised it, and the customer actually did it, or an air filter and an induction service, or a top end service, or fuel injection service, all of that would prevent this customer from having to spend big bucks on cleaning the intake valves. And not only clean the intake valves, now you need a set of spark plugs too, and an intake gasket. So all this is an education problem for every vehicle and every owner. And it's not set it and forget it for every vehicle. Every vehicle is different. Every driving habit's different. I have people ripping by me. I'm going 55, going 70 miles an hour. Their oil and engines are performing at a different demand and abuse, and that's facts. So we don't have a sludge problem. We have a communication problem. We have an education problem, and it starts in the base. And if we don't teach the customer how to maintain these vehicles, it only leaves a bad taste in the mouth for that customer for the next vehicle. So if that customer has the same behaviors, they go buy a brand new vehicle, the same crap is going to happen to their brand new car again. And it puts you in that vicious cycle that you're stuck buying a new car and making crazy car payments for no reason when it could be avoided. So we don't have a sludge problem. We have a people problem. Thanks for watching.